So today is my birthday, but it's not just any birthday, it's my 30th birthday. That means that in my lifetime we've watched the Cold War end, sheep get cloned, the attacks of 9/11, and the first African-American president get elected to office in the United States. We've watched as the world around us has gotten smaller and smaller because technology is making it easier for us to communicate with each other. And lately I've been reflecting on everything that's gone on in the world around me, including my own contribution to that world, and that's kind of led to a mini existential crisis. But before we get too far, hit the music! I'm supposed to make a noise. Anyway, so like I was saying, there's this mini existential crisis that seems to be growing because it's my 30th birthday. On the one hand, I'd like to consider myself somebody who doesn't make a big hoopla about their birthday, except for where I get to exploit it to hang out with my friends, and that's because for the most part, birthday parties seem rather arbitrary to me. I mean, after all,
Day is a vestigial mode of time measurement based on solar cycles. It's not applicable.
Plus, the whole thing is a scam. Birthdays were invented by Hallmark to sell cards.
But part of the conflict came about because of one overriding fact I know about myself, and that is that I really like to be the center of attention. But not in some big showy way. As odd as it might sound, I'm really not a big fan of public displays of attention. So like when my friends and I go out for dinner on my birthday and they try to get the whole restaurant to sing around me, 1, 2, 3, 4, happy, happy birthday, all of us to you. It usually leaves me feeling like I want to do this. Okay, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I really wanted to show a clip from the new Captain America movie because it's my birthday! But something else began to happen while I was reflecting on my 30 years on this earth. I began to think about whatever contribution I have made to the world around me. I mean, it's great sharing a birthday with Matt Damon and Chevy Chase, but really I was left wondering what I have done to leave a mark on the world around me. I've watched over the years as my body has begun to decay more and more, reminding me that there is a finitude to my very own existence. By that I mean I have to wear glasses now. I've begun to notice that my body likes to add its own sound effects to the song Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes in the form of popping and cracking. But really that's small stuff in comparison with everything I had been hoping to achieve by now. You see, 10 years ago I knew I was going to be traveling the world with special operations soldiers, jumping out of planes, rappelling out of helicopters, and basically doing all of that fun G.I. Joe stuff. And when I was done with that I was going to return home to my loving wife and my kids, and I was going to be a great father and a great husband to them. And most importantly, I was going to be changing the world for God on a big, huge scale. But 10 years later, I'm the pastor of a small rural congregation with no desire to jump out of planes or do any of that rigorous stuff that you'd have to do to get into the special forces. I'm not married and I don't have any kids, and while I'm teaching and preaching the gospel of Christ, it is to dozens instead of the hundreds and thousands that I had envisioned for myself by now. To be fair, I was a little grandiose in my dreams. But all of this still led to my mini existential crisis because as the years have gone on, I've watched as they've perpetually sped up, each year seeming to go faster and faster and faster than the previous one. You see, I'm afraid that tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be 40, and then the day after that I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be 60, and the day after that I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be dead! Whew, that's better. But then I remembered that life happens one day at a time, and tomorrow comes with an opportunity to succeed or to fail, for happiness or for sorrow, for joy or for pain. And I remembered that the next decade of my life is going to be lived one day at a time, just like the 3 decades before. So my goal is to leave a mark on somebody's life each and every day, and to make the world a better place each and every day. And I would encourage you to do the same. Now, since it is my birthday, and gifts are usually associated with birthdays, I have an offer for you. If you feel like you know me well enough and would be so inclined as to offer something nice to me for having survived 30 years on this planet by the grace of God and through the direct supervision of my parents for keeping me safe, I would ask that you would just let me know one thing that you will remember me fondly for. Maybe it's a story that you laugh at every time you think about it, or maybe it's a trait or a characteristic of mine that you respect, or maybe it's just something that's stuck with you throughout the years. Whatever it is, go ahead and post it in the comments down below. If you've liked what I've said and you want to keep up with the other videos that I put out, go ahead and hit the subscribe banner down below. And remember, I love you and there is nothing you can do about it.